Do you remember the first time you felt that spark, that unmistakable rush of attraction and curiosity? Perhaps it caught you off guard, whether you were 17 or 43. It's remarkable how, no matter how many years pass, those fluttering feelings don't seem to care about wrinkles or birthdays. Society loves to paint falling in love as the province of the young, but if we listen to our own hearts, we know better. There's an elegance, a depth, an unexpected thrill to falling in love at 65 or 75 or beyond. It's not so much a revival of youth, but a reimagining, a celebration of possibility with the fullness of our experience. So, how does falling in love later in life differ from those reckless days? More importantly, how do you invite romance or companionship into your story now, in ways that add to this chapter rather than complicate it? Let's explore what makes love at this age not just possible, but in many ways uniquely extraordinary. The first key insight I want to share is about authenticity, the freedom to show up as yourself, warts and all. Think back over your life. How often did fear of judgment or a desire to fit someone else's mold shape your behavior in relationships? At this stage, the masks tend to slip away. There's less need to pretend, less energy wasted on trying to be someone you're not. You know what you like. You've probably outgrown the urge to impress or chase impossible standards. This is an opportunity to form a bond built on realness, not pretense. To enhance your quality of life, lean into this authenticity. Even in small moments, a shared story, a quiet confession, let your true self shine through. Your action step. The next time you're with someone special, speak openly about something you care about, or share a past mistake without sugarcoating. You may find this vulnerability draws people to you, establishing trust more quickly than ever before. Now, I want to touch on pace. Falling in love later often unfolds at a different speed. Not always slow, but somehow more intentional. We bring with us the lessons of heartbreaks survived, joys cherished, and the preciousness of time. There's less desire to rush headlong without thought, and a greater instinct to savor each encounter. Compare this to the whirlwind romances of youth, those head-spinning weeks leading to impulsive decisions. Now you understand the art of pacing and can choose to linger, to let things develop naturally. This doesn't mean being overly cautious, but rather enjoying the journey as much as the destination. To make this intentional pace work for you, carve out dedicated time for shared activities, tea in the morning, a gentle walk, an evening phone call. Let each small ritual become a thread in the fabric of your connection. Next, let's discuss emotional literacy, the ability to recognize and articulate our feelings, both bright and dark. Years of living have taught most of us the nuance of emotion. We know what disappointment feels like, certainly, but we also recognize gratitude, contentment, and the trust born of long acquaintance with joy and loss. Falling in love at 65 allows you to bring your accumulated wisdom to the table. You're likely better able to speak your needs, to apologize without shame, to sense when something is amiss. This emotional depth enhances intimacy, creating space for both partners to feel fully seen. I invite you to reflect. How have your emotional skills changed over time? What strength or sensitivity have you gained that you didn't know at 30? To put this wisdom into action, practice naming your feelings out loud, first to yourself, then to your partner. Honest communication, made possible by experience, becomes a gift you give and receive. If you get value from what we have presented, please like and subscribe to help us grow our channel, Ageless Intuition. One of the most meaningful insights at this stage is the clarity about priorities and deal breakers. Unlike the confusion of earlier decades, now you're far less likely to overlook major incompatibilities for the sake of fleeting passion. You know what genuinely matters, Shared values, kindness, the ability to laugh together, perhaps even similar philosophies about independence or family. Let me give you an example. Imagine two people, both widowed. Phil jumps into a new relationship, eager to fill the void. He overlooks that his new companion dislikes travel, his favorite pastime. Months later, resentment festers. Meanwhile, Janet takes her time, engaging in candid conversations from the start. She learns early on that her potential partner delights in the same kind of peaceful Sunday mornings and shares her love of music. Their connection grows not because they're identical, but because their priorities harmonize. At 65, you can be a Janet, choosing compatibility over fleeting excitement, ensuring any new love adds to your happiness rather than diminishing it. As an action step, make a simple list of your non-negotiables, a handful of qualities that truly matter to you. Honor these when getting to know someone new. Another aspect worth considering is the role of independence and interdependence. Many of us by this point have achieved a certain equilibrium. We value our routines, our circles of friends, our sense of self-sufficiency. A new romance offers companionship and shared joy, not completion or rescue. You may both have established lives and histories. Success, true partnership, means loving together, but not losing oneself. To enhance your quality of life, make intentional space for both connection and autonomy. Maybe you both join a book club, but still have solo time for personal projects. Respecting one another's space isn't just practical, it's attractive. Today, ask your companion about their favorite solo pastime and share yours in return. Embracing both your independence and your new closeness can reduce friction and foster respect. Of course, the question of vulnerability is always present, whatever our age. For many, opening our hearts feels riskier after loss or betrayal, perhaps after decades of a previous marriage. It's natural to protect ourselves, but love and all its benefits requires risk. At this age, risk looks different. It's less about the leap, more about the willingness to be present, even when memories stir up sorrow or fear. Sometimes, loving again is an act of courage. If you find yourself holding back, remember how often your wisdom has guided you safely through change before. Take one small risk this week. Tell someone how you're feeling, accept an invitation you might normally decline, or start a new conversation with a potential companion at your community gathering. It's also worth mentioning the breadth of ways to find love at 65 and beyond. In decades past, meeting someone new often relied on friends, family, church groups, or shared social circles. Now opportunities have multiplied. Community courses, online platforms tailored to mature adults, travel groups and clubs built around hobbies. If the idea of online dating feels daunting or unappealing, remember it's just one of many paths, not a requirement. The magic often comes when least expected, at your gardening club, during a volunteer shift, even waiting in line at the library. Your action step isn't to force a meeting, but rather to follow your interests, sign up for something you genuinely enjoy, and let connection arise from shared activity instead of pressure. As you contemplate all this, pause and ask yourself, what would you most love to experience in a new companionship? Laughter over breakfast, quiet evenings of conversation, travel, or simply a hand to hold at the movies? Take a moment to reflect, and if you like, share your thoughts with others in this community. You're not alone. There are so many who understand this journey. We'd love you to join our conversation below. Tell us what has surprised you about relationships as you've grown older. What advice would you give your younger self or someone else just stepping into a new romance? Before we wrap up, if you're finding these insights helpful, please like and subscribe to help us grow here at Ageless Intuition. It supports our community and ensures you don't miss the thoughtful stories and guidance we share every week. In closing, I want to honor the simple truth that brought us here. Wisdom isn't the end of romance. It's often the beginning of deeper, richer love. Falling in love at 65 might look different from your first infatuation, but it's in no way lesser or smaller. If anything, it's an invitation to celebrate the life you've lived and the chapters still unwritten. With each glance, each conversation, each growing connection, you bring a mosaic of memory, strength, and humor, ingredients for a love that is mature, affirming, and entirely your own. You've lived enough to know your heart is resilient. You've seen enough to recognize beauty in another person, not despite their scars and life history, but because of them. These insights aren't rules, just gentle companions as you walk this path. Whether you're stepping toward love for the first time in years, or simply deepening a bond that's already blossoming, you have so much to offer, and even more to enjoy. We'd love to keep this conversation going. Share your thoughts, your hopes, your stories of love, found and lessons learned. You are the heart of this growing community. If this video spoke to your own journey, please like and subscribe. It helps Ageless Intuition offer more space for all of us to learn, share, and connect. Thanks for watching. Tap that like button and subscribe if this brought you joy today. We're growing thanks to wonderful folks like you. Wishing you a peaceful day wrapped in warmth and love.